Hello everyone, hope you all are doing good. So let's start today's video. So today's GFG POTD is about exit point in a matrix. Now let's see how can we solve today's problem. So the problem states that I am entering through this cell in left to right direction. I am entering through this cell which is present at 0, 0 in left to right direction and will move forward in the same direction, that is in the left to right direction. Okay. Until and unless I encounter a 1, I have to move in the same direction. But here I have encountered a 1. So if I encounter a 1, what will I do? I will take a, I will replace this 1 with 0 and take a right direction and will repeat these steps again and again until and unless I cross the boundary of the matrix. And when I've crossed the boundary of the matrix, I will return the index. So before solving this, let's observe something. Suppose this is me and I can move in these four directions. Let's name this direction as 0, this one as 1, this one as 2, and this one as 3. This is my right side, this is down side, this is my left side, and this is my upside, right? Now, if I am moving forward here in this direction, and I suddenly plan to take a right turn. If I take a right turn, in which direction will I point to? I will move to the downwards then. If I take a right turn from here, I will move to the downward direction. So now I am in downward direction. Okay, I'm moving forward in downward direction. I'm moving forward. Now suddenly I plan to take a right turn. If I take a right turn, in which direction will I move to now? I will move to this left direction. Okay. Similarly, I am moving in this left direction and now I plan to take a right turn. And in which direction will I point to now? I will point to here, upward direction. Okay. So this will be used further. Now let's see how can we solve this problem. So I am here. I am entering through this particular cell in left to right direction, which is present at index 0, 0, right? Now I have to move in the same direction until and unless I encounter a 1. Okay, so I've encountered here a 1. Okay, now what to do? So whenever I will encounter a 1, I will make this 1 as 0 and move to the right direction. So I was moving in this direction. I was moving in right direction. Now I have to take a right turn. So if I take a right turn, in which direction will I move to? I will move to downwards now, right? So now I will move to downwards. Okay, now I've moved to downward. Here, can you see that again I have encountered a 1? So what to do? I have to replace this with a 0 again. And what to do now? I have to change my direction. In which direction? I have to take a right turn. If I take a right turn now, I was moving in downward direction. If I take a right turn now, in which direction will I move to? I will move to left. Okay, let's move to left. Okay. So now I've encountered a 0. So I don't have any problem with 0. I have a problem with 1. So this is 0. So let's move forward. Okay. Now, can you see that I don't have any path left now? I have crossed the boundary of the matrix now. So now I have to return the index of which cell? I have to return the index of this cell. Why? Because I've crossed the boundary through this cell, that is the cell at 1, 0, right? So I will return this as my index. Okay. Now let's see how can I implement the code. I will simultaneously explain the code. So wait and watch and see and try to understand the things. So this is my direction in which I will be moving. There are 4 directions, that is 0 for right, 1 for downward, 2 for left, and 3 for upwards. Okay. This is my I equals to 0. These are the 2 indexes. Now I will be moving until and unless this condition is satisfied and j is greater than 0 and j is less than m. Now I have to update my direction every time I move. So for that, what logic can I make? Matrix I comma j percentage 4. So this will update my direction. So let's see how this is updating my direction. So my direction is initialized to 0 first. Okay, so now my direction is 0. I have entered through this cell and I am here. So what is the value of this particular element? It is 0. What is 0 plus 0? It is 0. My direction is still 0. I will be moving forward. Okay. Now, my element was 1 earlier. I have replaced this with 0. But my element was 1 earlier. So now my direction will become 0 plus 1. What is this? It is 1. So whenever my direction will become 1, I will move to downward. See, here I am moving downward. Similarly, if in a case my direction becomes 2, then I will move to the left side. In a similar way, if in a case my direction becomes 3, then I will move to the upward. Now there can also be a case when my direction will again become 4. If it becomes 4, then 4, then what is 4 modulo 4? It is 0. So again it will point to here in the right direction. Again it will move in the same way. Okay. Now if my matrix I, okay, matrix I comma j is 1, what I will do? I will update this value. I will replace this value to 0. Okay, I am updating it simultaneously. Now if my direction is 0, if my direction is 0, what I am doing? I am moving in this direction. So this is my j, this is my I. If I am moving in this direction, what I will do? I will do j plus plus, right? So j plus plus. Now there can be some point where I will cross the boundary. So if I cross the boundary, I have to maintain the index. Suppose if I cross the boundary in this direction, that is in j, now my j will point to m. So I have to return the index before that, right? I have to return this index, that is 2. So for that, I have to decrement once. So here I am decrementing it and breaking it. Similarly, for the other directions also, I will apply the same thing. If my direction is 1, that means it is downward. It will move here. If my direction is 1, it will move here. Now what are we doing here? We are doing I plus plus. Here we are incrementing our I. Okay. Again the same condition. If my I crosses the boundary, then what will happen? I will decrement this I and break. Come out from the loop. And what is the other direction? That is 2, direction 2. That is when I will move to the left side. So if I move to the direction 2, what I will do? I will decrement my j, and if my j equals to -1, that is, see here, my j is becoming -1. This is at 1, 0. And here it is becoming 1, -1. Can you see? If I am crossing the boundary, so it is becoming 1, -1, which is not valid. So I have to increment my j once and will come out of the loop. Okay. If my j will become -1, that means I have crossed the boundary. Now increment it and break. Similarly, for the third direction, I minus minus, if my I equals to -1, what I will do? I will increment it once and come out from this loop because I have reached the boundary now. At last, what I will do? I will return my index, the index through which I have crossed the boundary. These are the index. Now let's compile and run. Okay, why I'm getting an error? Okay, here I have mentioned dir. Let's make it d. Now it's perfect. Let's compile and run once. So I'm getting correct output. Now let's submit. So the problem has been solved successfully. So we can end the video here only. But before that, do subscribe the channel to get similar content, as gaining a subscriber and a like in my video does motivates me a lot to be consistent and create more such content. So do subscribe, like and share with your friends. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. Thanks a lot for watching. See you guys again. Hello everyone.